Welcome, adventurers, LARPers, and Ren Fair enthusiasts. My name is Godric Gray, and today I am ranking the Amtgard classes. So I am sure you have seen these tier systems before. I'm going to go through and rank all of the Amtgard classes. But before we get into that, you might notice something a little different. I am not in my normal background today. I'm in the process of moving. So everything is packed up right now. I'm at my office. Background's going to be a little different for a bit. Hope you don't mind too much. Let's jump into it. So as you can see here, I've got S, A, B, C, and D. How I'm going to be ranking these. SR is just the best. Number one, you can probably guess, but already going to go there. A, these are ones when I see them on my team, I'm very excited. They're always good, always going to be helpful. I know that I can lean on these classes. B are going to be situationally useful. For certain game modes, I'm going to love them. Certain game modes, eh. C are classes that aren't really useful or are very rarely useful. And then D are just the bad classes. So I'm going to go through, I've got all the classes of the LARP of Amtgard right here. I'm going to go ahead and throw these in here. If you disagree or would rank them differently, let me know down in the comments where you would put them. So we will start here with AntiPaladin. I'm going to put AntiPaladin in C tier. I think it is decent in certain situations. Generally, the class gets boosted because for a long time it was just the knights that was playing it. So I think that it is a little bit better because of the skill of the people playing it, not necessarily because of the class. Gum is, or I guess this undead minion is not that great. If these flame blade buffs go through, it might move up to B tier, but currently I'm going to put it in C tier. We'll come over here. We'll bounce back and forth here. So Wizard, first of the casters. I'm going to put Wizard in A tier. I really enjoy the ability that you have to play a bunch of different play styles with Wizard. If you want to do Battle Mage, which is my go-to most of the time, but in situations where you want to go Evoker, really good as well. Overall, I think all the casters are going to be up here and pretty dang good either way, but I would put Wizard in A tier. Next up, we have Archer. I'm going to put Archer down here in C as well. I just don't think Archer is that great. Most archers that I meet think that they're the best archer in the whole world, and just in general, I'm not a fan. I think that there are a couple of individuals that might be able to bump Archer up to B or maybe even A, but on average, just an average archer, I'm going to put him in C. Very rarely useful. I'd rather have a druid with a bow or an assassin with a bow 9 times out of 10. We'll go over here to Warrior next. I'm going to put Warrior in A tier. I think Warrior with 6 points of armor, with Ancestral Armor, with all of the different abilities that they have kit-wise, I think Warrior's a solid option. Even if you get a new kid or someone who's not very good at the game playing Warrior, if they have enough armor on, they can be useful. So I put Warrior up here in A. Next, we have Assassin. We'll put Assassin, they're going to be my first one in B tier. Most of the time, pretty decent, not always the best. Certain game modes, they can jump up to A, certain ones they drop down to C. But I think on average, I really like Assassin, a little bit of armor. I love the throwies, get out of jail free cards. I'm going to put Assassin as generally pretty useful. Next, we have Barbarian. I'm going to put Barbarian in B tier as well. Situationally useful. I love the fight after death, being able to break through lines. That is good in almost any game. I like Barbarian quite a bit. Again, throw some armor on. Can't really go wrong. Next, Bard. I'm going to put Bard in B tier. I'm going to put Bard at situationally useful. I like CC Bard a lot. I think that the CC Bard is the best out of all the builds. It's also situationally good if you want to go Battery Bard with a healer, but by itself, I think it's probably the worst of the casters, but even being the worst of the casters in Amtgard, we'll put it in B tier. Druid, S. Pretty easy here. Best class in the game, hands down. You can do whatever you want with the spell list. It's always going to be good, always going to be useful. Just hands down, by far and away, most broken class in the game. Next, Healer. I think Healer is going to be A tier. always good. I'm always glad to see a healer on my team. Even a bad healer is generally still pretty useful. Spell balls are great. The heal and resurrect are great. Necro priest is fantastic. They're just healer as a whole has a lot of options, and I love seeing healers on my team. Ooh, 3 left. 3 rough ones left. We'll go Pally. Paladin currently is C for me. I think it's probably better than the other two in this category. I think it'll get significantly better with the buffs, just like with Paladin. If we get the greater res, greater heal, I think it bumps up to B. Right now, C class, situationally useful. It is good because of armor, but Next, Monk. Every new player's favorite. I'm going to put that in D tier. Very, very rarely do I want a monk. If you're going to play a monk, I'd rather you just play paladin and throw armor on. You can still use the pole. You still get the pro mag, which is essentially the same thing. You lose spellball block, but you get your heals still. I just think paladin. If you're going to play monk, just play paladin and invest in some armor, and you're going to be better in every single situation for the most part. Last and least by far for me, I'm going to go Scout. I think Scout is just the worst class in the game. They've done some buffs over and over for it. Just underwhelming. Even in armor, even with a pole, even with just every way that I've ever seen Scout. If I have someone on my Scout, playing a Scout on my team, I kind of roll my eyes. And if I'm a healer, that's who I'm looking for. These D tier down here, these are the ones that I'm looking for as a healer to make undead minions, because I know that their class abilities aren't that great. They're not going to be that useful. I want to undead minion them because they will be more useful as a minion than they will as a player most of the time. So that is my list. We'll go through it again. I've got Druid up here at the best. We'll rank these in order, actually. So then Warrior, Wizard, Healer. I'd probably go Bard, Assassin, Barbar. Barbar could go down here. We'll go here. Paladin, Anti-Paladin, Archer, Monk, and then Scout. I would love to hear your list, your tiers. I'll throw this link in the description if you want to make your own. Love to see your opinions. Agree, disagree. I am St. Godric. We'll see you next time.